Hi dear friends and subscribers, welcome to the Saturday edition of your Cricket Happening show with your host Ram. Well, hello everybody. Well, as far as this Cricket Happening show is concerned, I'm going to start off with the first one-day match which was being played in the Tri-Series, which is being contested between India, West Indies and Sri Lanka. Yesterday was the first match, but as I said, as I had to leave for duty, I could only give you a cricket update. But today, I'm not going to go into any, going to give you any match report or something. We are just going to briefly look at the match, how it all panned out at the Savannah Park, Kingston in Jamaica, the first match of the Tri-Series, which ended in a very convincing victory for the West Indies. And what a start for the host West Indies in the Tri-Series. In fact, beating Sri Lanka very comfortably, because Sri Lanka, I would talk about it, what really happened, but West Indies won very comfortably with 6 wickets. Not only that, due to Chris Gayle belting a century after quite a long time, probably in a year or so. In fact, West Indies started off in a great fashion here with a Chris Gayle century, and they won the match by 6 wickets, but with 73 balls remaining, so that gave them the bonus points in the match. So because they finished off the match, because there is a rule which says that if the opposition team has a run rate which is 1.25 times more than the previous team, then you get a bonus point. So that is what. So there's sort of an incentive has been kept for the excitement to build as far as one-day internationals are concerned, and basically bring in the crowds too. And also when you give an incentive, I mean, you know that if you could do that, you could win that bonus point. So if you're in a comfortable position, you could do that, and that's what precisely the West Indian captain Dwayne Bravo did. He immediately thought about it, immediately sent instructions to Gayle to finish off the match as quickly as possible. And well, the results are there for all to see. West Indies, in fact, are victors by 6 wickets, but very essentially, it's the bonus point, and you never know tomorrow. I mean, this is so the points that West Indies got as far as the first match is concerned would be, I think it's 3. I'm not sure about it, but they got the bonus point. Now, talking about this match here between West Indies and Sri Lanka, which was played at Savannah Park in Jamaica. In fact, West Indies were the ones who actually won the toss, and they decided to invite Sri Lanka to bat first on a pitch which was having a little bit of cracks, but I wouldn't say batting was very hard or something like that. But well, in fact, Sri Lanka started off on the right note with Mahela Jayawardene and Upul Taranga forming a very good partnership. And Mahela Jayawardene was absolutely in pink form. He was timing the ball superbly. He was getting all the time in the world to actually go and play the ball and do whatever he wished. And as far as Upul Taranga was concerned, Upul Taranga was a good partner for him, trying to rotate the runs. And basically, this partnership started building. In fact, Kemar Roach was hit for 3 fours in a single over. You could see everything that Jayawardene does. He does with lots of poise. He was flicking the ball well off the mid-wicket area. He was driving the ball well. He was meeting the ball in the middle of the bat, and that was nice to see. And in fact, Sri Lanka had a good start there. They put on 62 for the first wicket. But well, the openers were doing well, but after that, once Taranga fell to Bravo. Bravo was the first change bowler, the captain of the West Indies cricket team. He picked up the wicket of Taranga. And for Sri Lanka, what happened was Sangakkara joined, and Sangakkara and Jayawardene started slowly pushing the score together. But what really hurt Sri Lanka was when Mahela Jayawardene was a victim of Sunil Narine. Now Sunil Narine, as you know, he bowled superbly. He had splendid. He took 4 wickets in the match, and what he did is he actually foxed Jayawardene into a false stroke, and he was gone, caught by Ramadhan of the bowling of Narine for 52 of as many balls with 7 fours and no sixes. But so that really put a sort of a real stop to the Sri Lankan advance, I would say. And then finally, like Sangakkara could contribute only 17 of 23 balls with 1 4. Chandimal was out for 21 of 37 balls, 1 4 and 1 6. And after that, the lower order completely caved in. The lower middle order and the lower order completely couldn't give any support to the Sri Lankan captain Angelo Matthews, who remained undefeated on 55 of just 77 deliveries with 5 fours. But as I said, he couldn't get any support from the Later Sri Lankan batsmen like Lahiru Thirimane, who contributed only 6. Kuleshekara was out for 2. It was Jevanta Mendes dismissed for 5, the all-rounder. Herath was out for 4. Malinga was out for 8, and Ajanta Mendes, the leggy, he was also out for, the carom ball spinner, I would say. He was out for 2. So that made the score. In fact, the West Indies, Sri Lanka were looking good at one particular stage when they were 104 for 2, and then it was a total collapse for them, with Sunil Narine actually starting in the real slide of the Sri Lankan innings with 10 overs, no maiden, 40 runs and 4 wickets. Dwayne Bravo, the captain, bowled excellently, I thought. 7.3 overs, no maiden, 2 for 37. Samuels, 4 overs, no maiden, 1 for 11. Rampal was absolutely excellent. He was absolutely full of economy stuff there. 10 overs, no maiden, 3 for 38. Kemar Rose, 7 overs, 1 maiden, none for 41. Got a bit of tap from Mahelu Jayawardene at the start. 10 overs for 34. Sammy was absolutely on a real wicket-to-wicket bowling. 10 overs, no maiden, none for 34. So Sri Lanka, after looking good initially with this opening stand of 62 between Taranga and Jayawardene, then really couldn't capitalize on that. And I wouldn't say it's a very great start, but at least it was a decent start. And Angelo Matthews couldn't get any company. Barring Jayawardene and Angelo Matthews, the Sri Lankan captain, who actually reached 50s, they really couldn't get any support from either the lower middle order or from the lower order batsmen, and then they had to be content to be all out for 208. As far as West Indies were concerned, West Indies, as you know, Chris Gayle started off in a very, very breezy fashion. He actually started going after Kuleshekara by hitting him for boundaries. Johnson Charles was absolutely, I would say, was very, very silent. He was like a silent spectator at the other end. But Chris Gayle was the one who was doing all the scoring. And Chris Gayle, it was not, and we all know that Chris Gayle is a much improved player. He's not the typical player who tries to hit the leather of the ball every time. He was looking out for those loose deliveries. Whenever any loose deliveries were bowled, he was having a full swing of the bat at it, and he was either sending it inside the fence or it was going over the fence. So that would be reflected in Chris Gayle's knock. So the opening partnership was worth 115, but see what was Johnson Charles' contribution in that particular opening partnership? Just 29 runs of 58 deliveries, 1 4 and 2 6s. And other than that, Chris Gayle kept on making merry while he started. As I said, Kuleshekara was really handled very well by Gayle by hitting. As I said, all the good balls were being respected, but all the bad balls were deposited into the fence or over the fence. And also Ajanta Mendes, the leg spinner, the carom ball spinner, also got a lot of tap. If you look at his figures, it was all thanks to Chris Gayle actually going after him. Anytime Ajanta Mendes was tossing up the ball, he was really taking the invitation and slamming him over the fence. And you look at Gayle's knock, and it's coming after quite a long time, and that will really warm the cockles of the West Indies fans there, because Chris Gayle probably in a year or so has not scored a century in the West Indies, and here he is making 109, a man of the match effort from Chris Gayle, not only taking West Indies to victory by 6 wickets, but also gaining the bonus points by slamming 109 of 100 deliveries, 9 fours and 7 cleanly struck sixes by Chris Gayle. And then it was Darren Bravo, the brother, who contributed 27 of 30 deliveries with 4 fours. And then finally, the victory came with Marlon Samuels at the crease with an unbeaten 15 of 24, 1 4 and 1 6. And Darren Bravo, the captain, was not out on 8. And victory was West Indies there at 209 for 4. As I said, Dwayne Bravo, realizing that West Indies are in a good position, he really passed on the instructions to Chris Gayle to finish off the match as quickly as possible. Chris Gayle obliged his captain, Dwayne Bravo, and got the West Indies the bonus point. As I said, if your run rate is 1.25 more than the team which actually set the target, the team, whichever team it is, would be getting a bonus point. I thought it's a good incentive to really, as I said, if the situation is good, you can really take advantage of it. And that is the way I think you have to bring the crowds to the one-day internationals, because there is a feeling that the T20 cricket is taking over one-day internationals. I thought ICC has got a very good plan going here. They have done a good thing in actually introducing something like that, which will bring in more entertainment to the spectators. And also, as I said, only if your position is good, that is the time the spectators can expect more and more thorough entertainment, as Chris Gayle provided by getting West Indies this bonus point. I really laud the efforts of the ICC to come up with such a scheme whereby you get 1.25 runs. You get that bonus point. Absolutely. Kudos to the ICC for making such a move in international cricket. Well, look at the bowling figures. Malinga 7 overs none for 34, but Kulshekara got some tap from Chris Gayle, 8 overs 1 minute 1 for 39. Ajunta Mendes was really slammed by Chris Gayle, 10 overs none, 1 for 53. Angel Matthews bowled 5 overs for 28. Rangana headed 6 overs no maiden, 1 for 37. And Jivanta Mendes 1.5 overs 1 minute none for 7. No prizes for guessing here. Chris Gayle for his 100 runs was named man of the match. 109 runs of 129, 100 deliveries, 9 fours and 7 6, was rightly named man of the match. And West Indies, with that bonus points, have 5 points now in this first encounter. Tomorrow, the second encounter is going to be between India, the champions, the cricket champions, one could say, the international one-day international champions. They would be taking on West Indies, the host team, at Kingston, Jamaica. And what a game that is going to be! It's going to be an absolute holiday crowd flocking Savannah Park in Jamaica tomorrow, because, as you know, hosts West Indies and India, and that is going to be played on a Sunday, which is a public holiday. So let's wait and watch what really happens there in West Indies. And Dwayne Bravo, the West Indian captain, has said it is going to be a real cracker, and one hopes such crackers appear and occur frequently in cricket. Well, now let's look at something else. Before I talk about the Australia-Somerset game, where Australia in the first tour match of these Ashes series of this tour of England have started off on the right note here, and that would really warm them. As you know, Darren Lehmann become the coach, and Darren Lehmann, the Australian coach, would be absolutely happy with that effort, because Australia won the first tour game against Somerset by 6 wickets. I'll talk about that, but in the meanwhile, before I touch on that, okay, let me just keep going on this. So, as I said, Somerset resumed at their overnight score, and they finished off with 260 all out. Contributions from Hildreth 75, I spoke about. Peter Trego finally coming into full form. He lost it out in the first innings, but in the second innings he really took advantage and scored a very nice 60 runs of 53 balls, 10 fours in that knock. 260 all out was the final total. So that set Australia 263 to win the match. The wickets were being shared by James Pattinson, Mitchell Stark, Nathan Lyon, Peter Siddle and Faulkner. As far as Australia were concerned, set 263 to win the match. They did it with absolute ease, as they finished off with a 6-wicket victory on their first tour game on the Tour of England, coming for the Ashes Test Series. Well, for Australia, everyone had a good hit. Ed Cowan contributed 46 with 4 boundaries. Usman Khwaja will be very happy. He got into a 50. In fact, he made a very nice 73 with 10 boundaries. Phil Hughes continued to impress. First innings also he did well, and in the second innings he continued to do well. 50 with 3 fours and 2 sixes. Michael Clark, the captain, contributed 26, 3 fours and 1 6. But Brad Haddin was the one who took them to the victory target, contributing a very good, well hit 52, an unbeaten well hit 52 of 40 deliveries, 8 fours and 2 sixes. Faulkner was not out on 5, 263 for 4. Australia going on to a victory in their first tour game of England here, beating the Somerset team by 6 wickets, and this will do them lots of confidence going ahead to the Test series, especially, as I said, Darren Lehmann on his very first match as the coach of the Australian cricket team. What a happy man he would be, getting a victory under his belt and starting off on a very right note. Bowling figures, I'm not going to really get into that. George Dockrell bowled very well, 21.5 overs, 3 minutes, 3 for 78. I'm not going to go into anything else, but now, before I end up my cricket show, first, the only thing that I would like to say here is that congratulations to Afghanistan cricket team, who have done a great job. As you know, they have been participating in 2 World Cups, 2 T20 World Cups, and they are the team which has qualified for the associate membership pretty quickly, and I really laud ICC for awarding the associate membership to Afghanistan, who have done it in double quick time than if you compare to other countries who have done it. So that gives them a chance to go get more funding from the ICC, and I think that is the right way to go because they require more funding. They are a bunch of talented youngsters in Afghanistan who are pretty aggressive. One likes their mode of cricket, and one only wish them good luck. And as I said, I will have to really laud ICC for recognizing Afghanistan in such a manner. They became the associate member nation now. They have joined the associate membership of nations, which is absolutely splendid, and I think that is the right way to go. So now Afghanistan can look for more funding from the ICC, and that would make them a much better team. So in fact, Afghanistan, as I said, getting associate status. Now associate status is, we talk about there are a lot of countries who have got associate status, but Afghanistan they are granted the associate membership of ICC, and that they are the 38th country to get that status, and this was done by the Asian Cricket Council, who got them into the fold. And once again, congratulations to the Afghanistan cricket team for putting such an effort and really meriting such an award which has been given by the ICC, conferring on them the ACC status. So Afghanistan, keep it up, and I'm sure you're going to prove that absolutely in the best manner possible. So good luck to you, Afghanistan. So well, on this particular note, your host Ram would like to end the cricket show for today on a Saturday, but keep an eye tomorrow when I'll be giving you the full match report on the second match of the Tri-Series, which starts between India and the host West Indies tomorrow at Savannah Park in Jamaica on Sunday, a public holiday. Keep your eyes rooted on cricket happenings. Your host Ram will be there to entertain you. Thank you.